All right, welcome back to the STRIVECast, episode 6. All right, we are so happy to have you here with us. I'm your host, Olivia.
And I'm Pete.
I'm Jeffy. And Noel.
And we are
Jeffy.
here.
Jeffy today, huh?
Jeffy is with us and Noel to bring you the STRIVECast, episode 6. First, we want to do some housekeeping. Pete, you want to let us know what's going on?
Sure. Well, one of the first things we have is we asked you to write in to STRIVECast at pslstrive.org with your ideas. It was our question of the week, and we have one. We have an email from Jake in Portland who asks, he wrote into the STRIVECast email and asked, can you get a wrestler on the podcast?
Can we get a wrestler on the podcast?
And I'm not sure about that, but we are efforting to get a wrestler on the podcast. If you have wrestling contacts, feel free to send those to STRIVECast at pslstrive.org as well. But we are working on getting a wrestler on an upcoming episode. So Jake, we will keep you posted. And
congratulations, because you won 2 tickets to the Red Class. Yes. That was the prize for the question of the week. Noel, do you want to do the question of the week song again?
Okay.
Hit it.
What's the title?
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
Oh, the question of the week. Big on and into the week. Jumping up and down of the week. The week.
All right. Question of the week.
Another piece of housekeeping is that coming up on Friday, December 7th, is Strive's 19th anniversary celebration. So that will be going on during our typical Strive night hours from 6 to 9 p.m. here at Strive. And Pete, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the anniversary party?
Sure. Our anniversary party is a time where all of our Strive alumni, folks who have aged out of the program, can come back and spend the night and hang out. It's from 6 to 9, just like our traditional Strive night events on a Friday night, and socialize, hang out, get to meet new attendees at Strive, as well as recognize this year's award winners. It's where we have a look back at the year in review, as well as recognize our volunteer of the year, the business organization of the year, and pass out some other awards as well. So it's a great night, and we'd encourage you to come check it out.
Absolutely. So our guest today is the editor of Maine Magazine, Mr. Paul Koenig, and we are so excited to have him here with us. And Noel, you want to read a little bio of Paul?
Oh, yes.
All right, get started. Go ahead.
Paul Koenig is editor of Maine Magazine. He's lived in Maine since age 1 and grew up in Hallowell. He's been working in journalism and publishing since graduating from the University of Southern Maine in 2012. Paul is also this year Volunteer of the Year Award winner for Strive. He volunteered at several fundraising events and at many Strive 25 social events. Please welcome Paul Koenig.
Welcome Paul!
Yay!
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
We are thrilled that you are here. Noel, I believe you have the first question. Are you ready to go?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. All right. Let's get started. Nice and loud, okay?
Yes. What does your average day look like at Maine Magazine?
The average day, it really depends on where we are in our production cycle. If it's, if we're uploading an issue, we could be looking at, all the pictures, all the stories, getting them ready for print. If it's earlier on, I may be editing, I may be meeting with people to try to come up with story ideas, chatting with other editors at our office to figure out kind of what we should cover in the next month. So it's kind of a mix of some day-to-day stuff and a lot of long-term planning. We plan a lot of stuff out a year or more in advance, so there's a lot of kind of planning meetings involved.
Wow. Jeff,
Just like us here at the STRIVECast.
Yeah,
About a year in advance.
Totally. Jeff, what does that sound like to you? It sounds exciting, right?
Yes, it sounds very exciting.
Do you think you'd like to work in Paul's office someday?
Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
I thought you might.
All right, we may be able to find a fit for you, Jeff.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think,
thanks, Paul.
yeah, you can make something work.
The next one is over to you.
What is your favorite part about being the editor?
I think my favorite part is just being able to meet a bunch of different people in Maine. It's always interesting to kind of find out what people are doing. In one of our latest issues, the November issue, I met up with Troy Murphy, who's from the area, who's also an Olympic skier. And it was really cool to hear from him and hear from his parents too, about kind of all the success he's had and kind of how well loved he is in the community, and then be able to tell that story to everyone else kind of who's reading. It was really exciting.
That's so cool. What do you think about that, Noel?
Fun.
Would you like to talk to an Olympic skier?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. What would you ask him?
What is your hottest logo
Ooh.
in the Olympians downhill skiing?
He was a mogul skier though, so he probably had a lot of hard moguls he had to ski through.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have him on the STRIVECast and
Yeah.
you can ask him.
Yeah.
Perhaps he is our next
Future
guest. Can't wait. Noel, your turn.
What is your favorite magazine to read?
Besides Maine Magazine,
Yeah,
of course, and highlights, I would probably say my favorite is Monocle, possibly. It's kind of interesting. Magazine does a lot of global events, some cool design. Probably is my favorite one.
You ever read that? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I thought so as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Very cultured.
You're up. Speaking of cultured,
Oh, yeah. What is your favorite thing about living in Maine?
Good question, Jeff. I think my favorite thing is just being able to get out to some of the outdoor stuff. And especially in the summer, I love driving somewhere, maybe going to a brewery, finding a stream to jump into, finding a lake. The ocean's close, mountains are close. There's just so much that you can get to in a day's drive.
Yep.
It's just so beautiful here.
I would like to note that Noel's face lit up a little bit after you said the word breweries, so that was exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one?
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite brewery? Brian Brew?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good answer.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Brian Brewery.
Good.
What is your favorite place in Maine to visit?
That's a tough one. I think one of my favorite places is going up to Baxter State Park. It's a bit of a drive, but it's really cool just how kind of unplugged you can be from the outdoors. You're not on your phones. You're basically just kind of out in a cabin, hiking. It's just beautiful out there. A little closer, I love visiting Rockland and some of the mid-coast. There's some of my favorite restaurants in kind of Rockland and Camden. And it's really fun to kind of explore that coastal part of the state.
Great. You ever been there? No?
No.
Maybe we can do a road trip.
Yeah, we'll do a little podcast road
Strive
trip.
Mid-coast trip.
Yeah.
What is the best restaurants in Maine?
Best restaurants in Maine. That is a tough one. I would say a couple of my favorite restaurants. Long Grain in Camden is definitely one of my favorites. Whenever I'm in Camden, I try going there. In Portland, I love Terralingba, along with Izakaya Minato and Kongtubat. Those are all nearby each other on Washington Ave, so if there's a long wait for one, I can just pop into the other one.
Awesome.
That was a
Awesome,
good
Paul.
question.
What is the hardest part about your job?
The hardest part is just coming up with the stories out of all of our ideas, and we were always hearing people, bring us ideas and interesting people to profile. And the hardest part is doing that planning so we can ensure that each issue is really interesting and dynamic and covers a diverse part of the state, and really kind of stand on its own as a an issue that people can look at, and it's interesting to look at for a whole month. So it's definitely kind of curating the content is tough.
Yeah. Do you think you could do that job?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, totally.
What would you cover?
Yeah. What would you put in your magazine?
Video games
Mm-hmm.
and all the Nickelodeon TV shows.
There you go.
I would read that.
It's a good magazine.
Yeah.
Probably an audience for that. What'd you put in your magazine?
What I put in my
It's
magazine?
a family show, keep in mind.
Probably like jobs or like businesses.
Would you like the classifieds?
Nice.
Jobs and business.
Yeah.
Or businessman, like kind of like Maine Biz. I used to work at Maine Biz. That would have fit in with that.
Ooh.
And maybe some fitness programs.
Yeah. Totally.
It's a diverse
Business and
magazine.
fitness.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love it.
And you're up, Mr. Business.
What is the most
Rewarding.
rewarding part of your job?
The most rewarding part of my job is hearing from the people after we write about them, and just kind of seeing how happy they are. We've definitely had, multiple times we've had parents, call or send emails saying like, thanks so much for like featuring my son. I'm so proud of him. I'm so glad that we're able to share his story. We one time covered a scallop diver who was dying of cancer, and he died soon after he wrote the story. And for his funeral, we ended up sending a bunch of the issues that had his story in there, and that was really rewarding to be able to kind of make a difference in someone's life by kind of highlighting them or highlighting someone they love.
That's amazing. That's such a cool
Awesome
story. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite part volunteering at Strive?
My favorite part is definitely hanging out with you guys and everyone else at Strive. It's always kind of a fun break from my normal work day and kind of my normal out of work to kind of be able to hang out with you and all the other people that are hanging out here for the social events, like Strive 25 and Strive Night.
Yeah.
So fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys like when Paul comes to volunteer?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was also a big fan of your guys' musical performances.
Ah, yes, and the talent shows.
The Grease talent show, that was very impressive.
Yeah.
Grease Lightning.
You guys won that night, didn't you?
Yeah.
First place.
Yeah, definitely no question. You
Jeff
won
is
that.
flexing
Oh,
his
yeah.
muscles right now.
The Grease routine goes back many, many years.
Yeah, right?
When did you guys first do that?
When Mr. Oh, sorry.
2003, 2002, somewhere?
Somewhere around there.
Boy.
It was a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With Mr. Who was doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're up.
What been your favorite story
That you have had
you have had
during?
during your time as editor?
My favorite story. There's been a lot of them, a lot of fun. When I was editor of our Portland magazine, I had written about the family behind Swiss Time, which is this watch shop in Portland. And that was maybe one of my favorite stories I've written, at least, because I was able to spend so much time with the family and get to know them, and to learn about kind of the fascinating history of watchmaking, and also how this family was, the father was kind of passing his trade down to his daughter and teaching her. And it was really just a fun sort of family story. And I think I even later thought watches were much cooler after kind of hearing them talk about it and kind of their passion for it. That was probably one of the most fun I've had writing a story.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a watch?
I found.
You have a phone? It's different, but.
Close.
I think most people are. A lot of people are doing that these days.
I would watch in my apartment.
Yeah?
Oh, in the office.
Or in Yarmouth. Okay.
It's your turn.
No, it is
Oh,
my
sorry,
turn.
it's your turn. That side of the table's turn.
Yes. What do you look for in candidates for your people issue, and do you think Jeff and Noel fit that criteria?
So I think we're talking about the 50 Mainers issue where we kind of recognize influential Mainers. I would say they're close. We often feature people who have made a clear difference in people's lives. So I think you guys have made kind of a small impact in kind of your own community, but if you're able to spread that impact out in a larger community, maybe expand some of Strive's social programs, maybe expand them to some other satellite locations around the state. If you're able to kind of get those going and kind of show them how fun it is to do karaoke and Grease Lightning, I think that could be a good fit for the magazine.
Make it go viral.
Maybe when the STRIVEcast goes national or beyond.
Sweeping the nation.
Oh yes, that's right.
Couple of Shrek songs will do that too.
So I guess the next one is mine. Then it's almost an honorary lightning round question.
Yeah.
But better dancer, Jeff or Noel?
So tough.
Ooh, that is very tough. I think Noel has a little more technical ability with dancing. His moves are very, very clean, very crisp. Jeff just has a lot more spirit and soul. You can tell he really gets into it. Every single dance move, and he really cares. So it's really kind of a left and right side of the brain sort of thing.
Absolutely. Comes straight from the heart and the gut sometimes with Jeff.
And speaking of lightning round, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for the lightning round. Guys?
Round, 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 round.
I get it, round.
Round,
Get it, round.
round, round, round.
The lightning round. All right. So, Paul, as you may have figured out from its interesting introduction there, we fire off some questions, and the first answer that comes in your head would be great. So I think Noel is going to kick this off.
Magazine or newspaper?
Magazine,
Definitely.
of course.
Jeff?
Maine summers or Maine winters?
Maine summers for sure. Yeah, it's a lot more pleasant.
I agree.
Modi's Diner or Becky's Diner?
Becky's Diner.
Jeffrey?
Editing or
Artwork?
hard work or editing writing?
Editing, writing.
Yeah. Sir?
Which leads to the next one.
Yeah.
Read
Red.
pen or online editing?
Online editing, unfortunately, it's just so much easier.
Yeah.
So much easier to track changes.
Jeffrey?
Cherry Coke or chocolate shake?
Chocolate shake.
Good one.
Book or cat?
Classic question. Book or cat?
The biggest question. Book, I'd say.
Jeffrey? Another classic.
Christmas or mittens?
Christmas or mittens, Paul? What do you
It's
think?
an odd choice.
Yeah.
I'll say Christmas.
I go with that as well. So we have some more time for some off-the-cuff lightning round questions. So Noel, you want to do some off-the-cuff ones?
Okay.
Okay.
News or weather?
Ooh.
Ooh. News.
I like that too.
Jeff?
Maine Magazine or Playboy Magazine?
I think I'm gonna say Maine Magazine. for several reasons.
That was good. That was really good. Noel, you got another one?
Restaurant magazine? No, restaurant or
Eat in?
club dancing place.
Ooh.
Wow.
Is that for like a date night or like a night out?
A night out.
A night out.
I think I'm probably more of a restaurant goer than a club goer.
Yeah. You too, Noel?
How about you?
Or are you more of a club goer?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Depends on the night. How about you? Restaurant or club?
I say restaurant.
Yeah. That's
Me too.
We're
Yeah.
fine, guy Jeff.
Yeah.
Noel likes to get a little loose on the dance floor.
Remember, it's Mr. Business and
Yes,
Fitness.
business and fitness. Jeff, you have another lightning round question for Paul?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Hey, Paul, what is your favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team? San Diego Padres.
Whoa. As a Maine guy?
Yeah, my dad grew up in San Diego, so I've always been a San Diego sports fan.
That's so cool.
One of my cousins live in San Diego.
You ever been there?
I'm going to for my cousin's wedding,
That's exciting.
Nice.
and I know who else lives there. 98 degrees.
98 degrees,
Wow, I'm
classic.
glad you're tracking 98 degrees
Yeah.
as whereabouts.
A classic 90s boy band.
That's another one.
Another what?
Music or swimming.
Music or swimming? What do you think?
I probably say music. I just listen to music more than I swim.
Yeah. Good answer. Want to close it out, Jeff?
Yeah,
Last
one
question?
more to close it out?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this has been the lightning round, gentlemen.
Round.
I get around, round. I get around.
With the lightning
With
round.
the lightning
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
Jeff is doing a very impressive air guitar
And drum
solo. It's too bad you can't see that on the STRIVECast.
Well, we want to give a very special thank you to Paul for being here. Thank you so much, Paul.
Well, thank you all
Yeah.
for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun. I would like an opportunity to hang out with my boys Jeff and Noel.
Yeah. Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
Oh,
Guys,
yes.
give a round of applause for Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. And we will be right back. And welcome back. And now it is time for
Question of the week. Question
Waka 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 waka
of the
waka.
week. Who wants a week of love?
Week of what?
Week of love?
No, the book of love. but it's
Oh,
week
who
of
wrote the Week of Love? Question of the Week of Love. All right.
Jeff,
Question
you
has
got the
nothing to do with love, but maybe if they love the STRIVECast. Jeff?
What state are you listening from?
What state are you listening from is this week's question of the week. Send us what state you're listening from to strivecast@pslstrive.org, and we will pick out a winner for a Strive sweatshirt and send it your way so you can represent the STRIVEcast wherever you're listening from.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening, and we will be right back.
Oh, yeah,
All right, it is
I got
time
that.
for our Words of Wisdom segment. Noel, you want to start off? What's your Words of Wisdom for the week?
Our dating advice is responsible and honest to ladies.
Be responsible and honest, and how about respectful?
And
And
respectful.
respectful to ladies.
And be careful.
And
They
be
are precious.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
be careful of those precious ladies.
That's right.
That is words of wisdom.
All right, Jeff, are you ready? What's your Words of Wisdom this week?
My word of wisdom.
When you go out,
And you go out to restaurants, always leave a good tip,
Awesome.
what about
That's good.
takeout?
and also takeout too.
Awesome. Yeah. Well said. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and we will be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by Maine Magazine, who was a sponsor of this year Strive auction. Thank you.
And wake.
Wake up, Maine Magazine.
Always wake up with a Maine magazine.
It goes, wake up, Maine Magazine.
All right, that is all the time we have for today for the STRIVEcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got some awesome guests coming up as well. Next week, we will be interviewing Bruce Coffin, a famous author. We can't wait for you to hear our interview with
And
him.
former Portland police detective, so
Yeah.
he's got a good history and background to write his books from.
Absolutely, we cannot wait.
And we also can't close out another, sorry if I stepped on you a little
No,
there,
you're
we
good.
can't close out another episode of the STRIVEcast without thanking the people who make it happen behind the scenes. We have Whitney, our producer, who literally has been booking guests during the show. Can't wait to tell you who we've got coming up. And we also have our in-studio engineer, Ryan, who can do his editing magic to make it sound even better than it already is. So thanks to both Whitney and Ryan for all the work that they do to help us put the podcast together. Episode 6 in the books. Thanks everybody for listening. We've got some great guests coming up, and we're working hard to get more. So if you have thoughts on who you'd like to hear on an upcoming STRIVEcast, please email us at strivecast@pslstrive.org and help us spread the word. Help us spread the word about the STRIVEcast. You can share the links that are on pslstrive.org/STRIVEcast, or find us on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. So
Absolutely.
please share, as they say. Any comments from Mr. Jeff?
No, but thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Awesome. Noel, any last words?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Have a nice day, Maine Magazine.
And
Still
it's
on
time
the
to wrap it up.
Rap as a rap now.
That's a wrap.
That's a
Episode
wrap.
6 is a wrap. Thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I was